back to the Humphrey's BBQ YouTube channel. Today we have something a little bit different for you. We are putting together a flame boss with our Humphrey's rigid adapter. So we get a lot of questions, especially when people might be new to smoking, might not have used a temperature controller before, about what we use for systems, what we carry in store, all that kind of fun stuff. Now, there are a bunch of temperature controllers on the market. There are some really great brands out there, and to each their own. So much of barbecue is personal preference. This is what we carry in our store, the brand that we like and that we have dealt with. They have had fantastic customer service since we started with them. And we've had a really good experience with Flame Boss. So I personally use a Flame Boss 500 on my smoker at home. I have a Humphrey's Weekender. I'm sure some of you that are part of our users group on Facebook might have seen that. And yeah, so today we're going to go over how to install the rigid adapter on there and then how to install it on a smoker. So without further ado, let's go. What you're going to need for this, if you choose to go with this exact setup for your Humphrey's smoker or, any other smoker for that matter, is the Flame Boss 500. This is the universal kit. So this comes with your temperature controller, your fan, your meat probe, a pit probe, 2 cable organizers, and a couple other little things in here. We have the Humphrey's rigid adapter. We make these in several different sizes. This one right here is the 2-inch fitting. And that fits the 2-inch airlet or ball valve that goes on the side of our smokers. I have a little letter opener right here, and I have a screwdriver, Phillips head. So let's go ahead and open this guy right up. So you can see how it comes directly from the factory. We have the Flame Boss 500. You have your little warranty card here saying if you need help, that's where you call, all that fun stuff. This right here is your controller. So it comes with this little magnetic mount you can either put on the side, the top, wherever of your smoker, and that's how you can adjust your temperature, or one of the ways. And you also plug in your fan, all that fun stuff right here as well. This right here is mostly what we're going to be using today. So this is the fan and the housing that it comes with. I'll put that right over here. So we'll remove this from its packaging. So this is the fan for the Flame Boss and the packaging or the housing that it comes with. We prefer to change out the housing on some of ours just because it makes for a more secure fit on that fan. Absolutely, I do like the look of ours better. I might be a little bit biased though. And yeah, it works better with the mounting system I'm going to show you. So in order to take this one off, you can see it's kind of set up with the same system, or you'll see that it's set up with the same system that ours is. So it's just two little bolts right there. Just unscrew those. So we'll do that first off. I find it's easiest if I hold the little nut at the end here and just get that started. Then you can use your fingers the rest of the way. Same thing on the other side. Perfect. And then that is all that's holding that in there. So then you can just pop this out of here. And there you are. Your housing is separated from your fan unit. So we'll set that over here. The Humphrey's kit comes with everything you will need to install the new housing. So you can keep these if you want as a backup or what have you, but you do not need these. Next, we're going to open up the Humphrey's rigid adapter kit. So, as I said, comes with all the little screws and bolts that you need, O-ring, the housing itself, the little instruction for the O-ring, your block, the adapter for the smoker, and it comes with instructions with pictures. So if you are a more visual learner, and want something to look at while installing this, we do have that option for you. So let's unwrap everything here. There's that rigid block. And then the housing plates. All right. So I find it easier ahead of time just to go ahead and unscrew all these so that we don't have to do it one at a time while you're trying to hold the housing together on there. Little pro tip. Get these all laid out here. And what you can also do ahead of time is install the O-ring on this little block right here. You can see how it has like a little indent that goes all the way around. That's where you can put the O-ring in, and this would make for a tighter fit or a tighter seal. I like to, just kind of preemptively, I put it on. That being said, you don't have to. It'll still work without the O-ring, but it will give you a tighter fit, tighter seal on there. Now, the O-rings can be a little finicky to get on there. I find it's easy just to roll it kind of over the top of that and it'll slide right on and into that groove. So that's all set up. All right, next up, we are going to take this, we are going to put it in the fan right here, right at the end, and they'll just slide right in there. Next up, we're gonna take our plates. So the side that has no cutout on it is meant for the back of this. And I do just want to point out real quick, something to kind of be careful of while you are doing this. Try not to pull on these cords right here. So this cord is what's going to power that fan. And you don't want to, separate that connection at all. So you want to be careful with the connection of that cord to that fan. So that goes right over the back plate there. And then the front side, the cutout opening is going to go towards where the fan spins. So obviously you're going to be able to hear the fan, but we'd like to be able to, see what's going on, make sure it's spinning and all that fun stuff as well. So we're going to line it up visually the best we can. And we'll start putting things together. So after you get everything lined up, this is kind of what it should look like. Nothing too crazy here. And what I find easiest, and this is just, me being me, I like to have the head on this side so that the nut and everything is on this side. So the H side, we're just going to line everything up, pop those in here. So now that we have all 4 of those through their designated holes, I find it easiest to use like my non-dominant hand and kind of lay it over those so they don't pop out. And then we're going to take these guys. And it might take a second to get it threaded on. Like that, and just repeat the process for all 4 of these. All right, perfect. So then if you want to make sure those are really secure and tight, you can basically do the opposite of, how we took the original housing off. Make sure you hold those in place and just tighten these. Perfect. Okay, so now you have successfully assembled your new housing and adapter for your Flame Boss. So up next, we are going to put this on a smoker, show you how to install this guy right here. All right, so in order to install the Flame Boss fan, we do need to start with installing our ball valve. So a couple of you might have seen our previous video of how to install a Humphrey's ball valve and how to break open the seal on that. So basically we're gonna do the same thing here. This is a brand new ball valve. Every single Humphrey smoker comes with at least one ball valve. Normally it is 2-inch. Nowadays, pretty much all of our smokers are 2-inch. So we're going to go ahead and install that ball valve here. And as you might have noticed, this ball valve will spill more, but I am one of those people that likes the handle at the top. Your ball valve does not have to be all the way completely screwed on to be in use and to operate as it should. So that being said, I like the handle at the top, so I'm going to leave it right there. Up next, you install this little adapter guy right here into your 2-inch ball valve. But first, probably want to make sure your ball valve is open and ready to be used. I have done that a couple times where I have, lit my firebox, got everything plugged in, everything ready, and forgot to open my ball valve. And I'm like, why isn't my smoker coming up to temp? Well, Jill, it's because you forgot the most important step here. So make sure you do that. Well, actually right now my ball valve is open, so we don't have to do anything there. But just so you can see, again, kind of operating procedure, this is open. You can see 100% through the ball valve into the smoker, or into that air inlet. I don't know how well you're going to actually be able to see in the smoker. And then this, that is closed. So closed, open. As you can see, it is a new ball valve, so it is a little stiff. That does happen. All right, so next, we're going to screw in our little adapter piece. Perfect. And again, that doesn't have to be like, there can still be some thread showing. That is okay. It doesn't have to be 100% all the way in order for that to be operational. Perfect. So now that that adapter is all the way in there, we're going to go ahead and grab our fan. So this is our fan. Some people like to have the Humphreys H up. Some people like to have it to the side. One thing I will recommend and say, if it's going to be raining while you're smoking, I would recommend not keeping the fan side up, because then rain will drop in there and kind of, could shoot into your firebox. You don't necessarily want that. And also could get into the housing of your electronics. We don't want that either. So super easy on this part. All you do is plug your fan right in there. Then obviously you would have to plug in your fan to your controller to power all that fun stuff. But for purpose sake, you are now ready, set up, and ready to smoke with your new temperature controller. We try to make this as easy as possible, but we did still want to make this video because we know there are a little bit more steps here. And sometimes if you've never, smoked with a temperature controller before, if you've never had to set one of these up, there's a lot of questions that come along with that. And so, just like with everything with our smokers, we like to try to make everything as easy as possible. So hopefully you guys enjoy this semi-instructional video on how to put together your Flame Boss 500 kit and a Humphreys rigid adapter. If you guys have any other questions about this, of course you can call, message in at any time, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let us know if there's anything you guys would like to see done on a video next. And let us know if you have a Flame Boss, what temperature controller you use if you don't. And what was the last thing you did on your smoker? We always want to know that. And don't forget to send us in pictures too. We love to see pictures of people using their Humphreys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.